So I've been slacking, y'all, and I'm sorry. I want to talk about, if you go to my story, you'll see a three-card post that is breach, volatility, and creativity. And I just wanted to take a moment to talk about that with y'all. Because those cards have kind of been following me for a minute. And I was sitting down for a collective meditation, trying to do more of that to get out of my own fucking way. So, the collective meditation about breach is like you have to come to the surface to breach, right? When a whale breaches, there's so much vastness in the ocean that we don't even see a tenth of it from our perspective. And as light workers and spirit workers and people who are deeply mired in the work, a lot of times we can be hiding, we can remain hidden because we're in the vastness of that work. But in order to actually be helpful to the people around us and to change collective vibration, we have to breach, which is a very scary thing, especially if you've been pagan or been a witch or had alternative practices. When you were chastised and when you were suppressed by family and when the tone wasn't what it is now, which, like, no disrespect to new witches because I've been there, but everybody's a baby witch now, and it's a lot. it's like when everybody starts doing the thing that you've been doing, and they're just like, "Did you know?" And you're like, it requires more discipline, more patience, more practice than that. So, no disrespect to baby witches, but like, you're on your way, you're on your journey, and I'm super proud of you. But like, it requires a little bit of discipline. But for us, elder witches, like, God, when did I start thinking about myself that way? But for us who've been in the practice for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, it's now time for us to breach. It's time for us to guide, to lead, to pass on the practices that we've learned, to we don't have to hold so steadfast to old ways, but what we do need to do is teach the respect that we learned over our period of working with alternative energy and alternative styles of healing and just alternative work, because it's so, it's so deeply linked to the healing that we need collectively. So then I want to talk about that card, volatility, because when a whale breaches, it creates a lot of waves, creates a lot of volatility, it creates this uproar and upheaval, and so we have to be prepared for that. And like the wave that's going to come energetically for all of us who are breaching, maybe we don't feel it, but the people around us feel it, and the world around us feels it. And so, and maybe we feel the wave of other whales breaching, or other practitioners breaching, finally coming up from the vastness of their work, finally coming up from the deep, bringing what they've learned. And that's going to spark new strains of creativity. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is the time for us to inspire our baby witches. And that term is no disrespect at all. It's just like, it's time to inspire the new group of practitioners. It's time to inspire the new group of healers. It is time to really dig in, because the wave is here. It's you know, the students are rising up to teach themselves, and it's time for us to guide them in ways that were helpful to us and allow them to create some beautiful futures, some beautiful collaborative works. I know when I was coming up, it was so difficult to find mentors that were desiring collaboration, that were desiring to even be elders or teachers. It was always like that energy was so like, you guys are fucking a pain. And like, I get it. I've been a pain, and doing your research is hard, and, you know, knowing what to go for. And sometimes it can take a decade just to get the message right. Just to understand what was given to you. Because you start early on and you're so dumb. You're just ignorant. And like, I'm speaking from my own experience. I am not speaking to anyone in particular. So, you know, take this message as it resonates, but like, this is really a kind of a call for all of us who are doing energy work, healing work, spiritual work. It's time to take on students. It's time to speak the mysteries that you've learned, and it's time to really support the new group that's coming up and in creating their own connections and not being so hidden, because there's a lot of shift that needs to happen in spirituality in general, and there's a lot of creativity that could come from that on all fronts. And like, no one person has all of the answers. But if you've been head down in the muck and in the mire, learning your craft and applying it, and when I say spirituality, I'm not just talking about paganism. I'm talking about food. I'm talking about herbs. I'm talking about energy work. I'm talking about body work. I'm talking about the laying on of hands, prayer work, spell work. All of that can be lifted to one end. And if you get it, you get it. Maybe we don't all have to believe the same thing in terms of who runs the show, but we all have a general consensus that whoever is running the show right now is probably not doing a good job, considering how we're all kind of crying out for healing. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents. I love you all. The protection work video is coming, but obviously I can't do it in my car, and I've been on the run for a hot minute. But this Sunday I do have more time available to do that work for you guys, and I'm looking forward to it. And I appreciate you all, and just I love you all. Thank you. Bye.